new dawn. Every bright new day is always a brand new day as well, isn't it? Barry Upton. Well, this is the Jukebox Judgement Show, as it is a Friday morning here in the UK and on newdawn.fm. We have four fabulous judges, record producers, and they're all here bright and shiny this morning. And for some of them, for two of them, it's the afternoon. Good afternoon, Steve Lillywhite over in Bali.
Good morning, Dawn, and fellow judges. I hope you're very well today.
Thank you. Well, I certainly am. Slept like a log at last after the jet lag, having left you lot. Good morning to Barry Upton from Thailand, Pattaya in Thailand.
Yes, it's a beautiful day here. I've been rubbing it into the other judges just pre-show, and I should probably be rubbing it in a bit more during the show. How beautiful it is here.
Well, it could also be a beautiful day here for all we know in the UK, but it's still dark, darlings, so we don't know. And good morning to Phil Brown. Hello, Phil. Whereabouts are you coming from?
I'm down in East Sussex, and as you say, it's still dark, but hopefully it will clear.
I'm sure it will. Well, fingers crossed.
So when the clocks change at the weekend, Dawn, does it get lighter in the mornings for you?
Yes, but that doesn't last very long.
Right. Okay. And
to be very honest with you, at the time of the mornings that we have to get up for this show here, it'll still be dark. It won't make much difference at all. And Phil Brown, thank you for that. And Smiley, Steve Barnard, good morning, lovely fella. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm really good, bright and shiny, thank you. And where are you coming in from, Smiley?
I'm coming in from very dark Hampshire. And anything could happen today because it's so dark. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I think the sun will be shining, but not quite as much as it is on Barry and Steve.
Well, there was enough rain when I was over there as well. I mean, quite a bit of rain. And Singapore, it was absolutely tamping down frequently. But anyway, let's move on because we've got a great show ahead of us. We have lots of tracks to get through and lots of artists. So let's begin with a track from Alan Fletcher and Jennifer Hansen. And it's a duet and it's called Tell 'Em.
If you see him by chance in that bar he frequents, drinking the whiskey he loves more than me, don't tell him that I miss him and wish he was still mine. Just tell him that I hope he's doing fine.
If you see her by chance at some honky-tonk dance, stepping with another man, don't tell her she's the one who's always on my mind. Just tell her I hope she's doing fine. Our love was like a tempest, two hearts tied with bands of gold. Those vows didn't stop us being careless and leaving our love out in the cold.
That was Alan Fletcher and Jennifer Hansen, and the track was called Tell 'Em. Steve Lillywhite, would you like to go first, please?
I would love to, Dawn. Well, it was very pleasant. In fact, when she came in singing at the beginning, I really thought I was listening to Kirsty MacColl. I mean, it had a very similar sort of tone to Kirsty's voice, and her voice was nice, and then his voice was nice. What I didn't like was when they were singing in harmony together, the harmony didn't sound good. Now, when she was singing unison with him, that actually sounded good. Yes. But the times they were singing harmony, it didn't work. When they were in unison, it was great. It had this nice, the two sounds worked together. But when she was going off on the harmony, I don't know, there was something not quite right, and it was just a little sleepy for me. You know, it could have had a bit more sort of morning dawny show about it. You know,
Sorry?
It was just a little bit sleepy. It sort of came and it went, and it was pleasant.
Okay. I've just discovered actually that Alan Fletcher is Dr. Carl Kennedy from the TV series
Neighbours.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, you all watch this stuff. I have no idea what it is. But I've just checked, and it is indeed him.
He's a legend.
And they are a husband and wife team. And Jennifer Hansen and he penned and recorded a new country duet called Tell 'Em, which we just heard. And it's a heartwarming and whimsical examination of the premise that in love, the first cut is the deepest. Now, there was a good song. And the song follows a couple who are no longer together, lamenting that they still have feelings for one another, but will never be able to share the true depth of their passion. Well, there we go. Barry Upton, would you like to go next?
Well, that sounded like 70s country to me, and it's I mean, country music has evolved so much that it just wasn't something that sounds like it should be on the radio right now. Male-female duets can work really, really well with country music, and I've just been. It actually reminds me of my favorite one, which is Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn. "You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly." That's a great song. Now, I advise everybody to go and check that out, because this song really reminds me of that song. But on that, they sound like they really mean the lyrics. And the problem with this song was, and I think what Steve was alluding to, it's a bit sleepy. It's because they don't really sound like they really mean the lyrics, and they're not living the lyrics. So it's a from me. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Phil Brown.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it. I mean, I agree with Steve and Barry. It sounded good. You know, it's a nice mix, but it is a bit tame, I suppose. But you know, quite pleasant. But I think I agree with Steve in the fact that it kind of comes and goes, and you know, you don't really miss it once it's gone.
Okay, all right. And Smiley.
I thought it was a lovely first song to wake up to this morning. It was I think the gentlemen are right. It was very pleasant. It was very well recorded, very well mixed, everything was in its right place. But there was no, like, as Steve said, if Kirsty had sung that, there would have been a pizzazz about it. There would have been a sparkle and something off the wall. They were doing it by numbers, and they did it very well, but it was nothing memorable. It's like they were kind of singing a script from Neighbours for me. You know, it's just like they were just, it was a scene that they reenacted, I think. So very pleasant, but I tell you now, it won't win today.
Well, we don't know. We don't know whether the
rest unless it goes steadily downhill from there.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, I doubt that will happen. Will I play it on my show? Well, you know, the thing is that, as you say, as everybody has said, it is a little bit too samey, and nice voices. But yeah, I have to agree with Steve on the harmonies, because her voice was it was evocative, very evocative of Kirsty's, and that's the first thing I thought as well as it came in. But there wasn't the sort of there wasn't somebody competing with it, trying to hijack it as well. You know, the way that Kirsty would sing with somebody else, where you get this little pizzazz and war going on almost, where you don't know which one you prefer to hear. And there was none of that. So I won't be playing it either, I'm afraid. But good effort on their part. Try harder. That's what we say here.
Try harder, Dr. Carl.
Exactly. Let's move on to the next track, shall we? So the next artist is Alex Francis. The track is called We Beat as One.
Who we are, flesh and blood, we come so far, bound by love, the deepest root, the tallest tree. We felt so close, we built these dreams. It was racing through our veins, we broke the barricades, knowing we were born to run. We were shaking off the chains, desperate runaways, trying to see what we'd become. We'll never break apart, I know we belong. We're just two restless hearts, beating as one. I stand by you, you stand by me. Our history, we beat as one. I carry you, you carry me. It runs so deep, we beat as one. With every leap and every fall, thick as thieves, we shared it all. We rode the wave, the rough and the smooth, and so much change, but we stayed true. It was racing through our veins, we broke the barricades, knowing we were born to run. We were shaking off the chains, desperate runaways, trying to see what we'd become. We'll never break apart, I know we belong. We're just two restless hearts, beating as one. You're the thorn in my pride, I'm the man in the mirror, trying to shine a light, rolling down the river. Oh, I stand by you, you stand by me. Our history, we beat as one. I carry you, you carry me. It runs so deep, we beat as one. I stand by you, you stand by me. Our history, we beat as one. I carry you, you carry me. It runs so deep, we beat as one.
We Beat as One, and that is Alex Francis. Now, Alex Francis, he's about to release this, and he actually did a beautiful rework. This is the first ever song of his own that he's put out and attempted to write on his own, and he had a great success with a track called Bleeding Love, which was Leona Lewis's song. And he actually got 30 million Spotify streams with it. So this is his first attempt at a song that he's written himself. And as we just heard there, it's called We Beat as One. He's British. And what do we think? Well, Smiley, would you like to go first?
I thought it was great. I thought it ticked an awful lot of boxes. As a 3-minute pop song, he kind of it went off in different directions, but it didn't go off course at all. I thought it just as it came in with a really great chorus, the girl singer, which followed it with the BVs, was fantastic. And then I wouldn't say it was predictable, but I was kind of it followed the path of a classic kind of pop song. But it's got great voice. Words are great, really well mixed. Yeah, big thumbs up, I'd say.
Okay, thank you very much. And Phil Brown.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the vocal sound was fantastic. It sounded like he was in the room. So I liked the vocal sound. Didn't like the drum sound, and I wasn't sure about some of the oohs. Sounded maybe too loud or something. I didn't really gel, but overall, pretty cool.
Thank you very much, Phil Brown. And Barry Upton.
Well, it doesn't surprise me when you said about he wrote Bleeding Love. That was a great song.
No,
And-
he didn't write Bleeding Love.
Oh,
No,
what did he
That
do?
was Leona Lewis's song. He sang Bleeding Love. He sang it as a cover and had a great success.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I thought
Sorry.
you meant he wrote it. I was going to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. You sounded like you said he wrote
I
it.
understood what you said, Dawn. I understood what you said.
I know. You're always listening. I know. It's the others. They've got this.
You were reading her lips.
They've got fluffy ears. Fluffy ears. That's the trouble.
Okay. Well, all I want to say is that the song, from a songwriting point of view, was very well written, and I really love that when on the chorus it goes to the second note, the 2 note, which is always very appealing. Steely Dan used it a hell of a lot, and it just sounds right, and so. The whole thing as a package was very nice. It was simplistic, instrumentation wise. In fact, actually, in a couple of places, I was thinking, I would have added a couple of guitars on there, like in harmony or something, on the da da da, so on that little bit. But at the end of the day, I would rather hear it like that, simplistic, and with the song coming through and breathing through. And as Phil said, the vocals were very good. And so I can't really say much about it. I can't say anything bad about it. I think it was very, very good.
Thank you very much. Good. Well, it's not a competition to see how much badness we can pile into a track that I heard. And Steve Lillywhite.
Oh my God.
Repented.
That song got my producing ears going, and you know what it reminded me of? A song I worked on with U2 called "Beautiful Day," and I suddenly thought, damn, if you'd put that sort of energy into this, it could be a really big song, you know. I mean, it's you know, a song about masturbation. Okay, that's okay. We don't mind that. But no, honestly, I loved it. I love his voice. His voice is great. And I just, you know, things like the drum sound. Yeah, it doesn't feel sort of fully cooked to me. You know, it could be much more of a bigger sound, and it would work, you know.
Yeah.
But no, really great. I mean, really good, and it got me excited as to the potential of what it could be.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, the song is the song, you know, and producers have their own ideas on how they would be able to, you know, do this or do that. But no, it was definitely, yeah, loved it.
But I'm so pleased it got you excited as well. That's wonderful.
It
Okay. well,
did. And
fantastic.
I didn't mean it's about a song about masturbation,
I know.
Alex. I apologize.
Yes. So Alex Francis, we beat as one, and such fantastic words coming from Steve Lillywhite there, and in fact all of the rest of the judges as well this morning. So well
However,
done.
Steve, I think he was playing with himself.
Well, anyway. Okay, now we're 20 minutes into the show, chaps, and we've only reviewed.
If we're still on.
And we are still on, yes. Hey, it's my radio station. We're definitely still on. You can say what you like. We're still on. So we're going to move ahead now to another. Well, will it be a band? Will it be an artist? I don't know, but certainly another track. This is by Billy Liberator, and the track is called. Can we see what the track's called? It's not highlighted. Lambeth in the Light. Oh. And it's made everything else open up as well. But let's just go back to Lambeth in the Light. And this is by Billy Liberator.
Hey, it's you, the one we walked into. Hey, it's you, the boy who pulled through. A baby cries, you're only dreaming. Eyes awake, you should be sleeping. A side room, an open handshake. You gotta steal on this 10-ton heartache. Watching the sky, clearing my headspace. We want to know, get to know your face. Hands that heal, cut and remake. Slice into this 10-ton heartache. This 10-ton heartache. Do I believe in the hands of progress? Do I believe it's enough? Hey, it's you, the one we walked into. Hey, it's you, the boy who pulled through. The rest hauled through hospital doorways. Are we done with this fight? Into Lambeth in the Light. Baby cries, it's nearly over. Days and nights feel so familiar. A side room, you're in good shape. I feel the calm in his 10-ton handshake. His 10-ton handshake. Do I believe in the hands of progress? Do I believe it's enough? Hey, it's you, the one we walked into. Hey, it's you, the boy who pulled through. The rest hauled through hospital doorways. Are we done with this fight? Into Lambeth in the Light. It's you, the future is open. Hey, it's you, a foot in the door. Hey, it's you, nothing is broken. Hey, it's you, I can recall those times. Hey, it's you, the one we walked into. Hey, it's you, the boy who pulled through. It's you, the one we walked into. Hey, it's you, the boy who pulled through.
Billy Liberator and Lambeth in the Light. Now, Billy is he's got some reviews here, and very inviting and heartfelt. Says Divide and Conquer magazine, great songwriter in the Poppy Fields blog, and he's known for his energetic and impassioned. Is it impassioned or impassioned? Oh, well, impassioned acoustic performance. Billy Liberator has become a welcome fixture on the live circuit in recent years, particularly in the southeast of England, from where he hails. 2 albums, Companions and In Your Headspace, in Your Dreams 2023 have helped to galvanize his reputation as an authentic and inspired songwriter. Anyway, so Billy's inspiration from time spent in some of the remotest parts of the UK, that's where his inspirations come from. And it was a 5-week journey. Anyway, Billy also, recent support slots have been to Big Country, Miles Hunt, Wonder Stuff, Gaz Brookfield and Jay Aston, Gene Loves Jezebel, and they've allowed a wider audience to witness and positively positively charged live shows. Barry Upton, would you like to go first?
Well, I'm a bit 50-50 on this. I love singer-songwriters who do stuff that's personal to them. But the trouble is, if you're going to do something with lyrics that are very personal to yourself, the listener has to pick up on that and they have to feel it in some way or another. I didn't get it on this song. I just didn't feel what he was trying to put into the song. And there were certain notes that he went to in the song, which if I was producing him, I would have said, change that note and go somewhere else. It was just a bit too obvious or a bit too mundane. So generally, I like what he's trying to do. I like the idea of the song, but I don't think he pulled it off.
Okay, and PHILL Brown.
Yeah, I think I'd tend to agree. It started out kind of well, but it didn't really go anywhere for me. I got a bit bored by the end with the repeat of the kind of chorus. So, yeah, harmless, but it didn't really get to me.
Didn't lift those shirt tails then, Phil?
It certainly didn't, no. But I mean, there was nothing really wrong with it. I mean, I just think they could have perhaps had, the track itself could have had a bit more going on. I mean, it just felt, I say, about halfway through, I kind of zoned out.
Okay, all right. And Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, it didn't connect with me, I have to say. I mean, as a lyric writer, I think he's pretty good. And there's moments in the singing I thought were nice, and there was moments in the singing I thought, ooh, it wasn't so nice, And of course, the moment you get that little doubt about the singing at any point, it loses, the bubble bursts, and you're not thinking about what it should be. That's why us people who make records, we really try and make sure that it all works together and it moves together. And because at any point you lose it, and you've lost people forever. And that's a problem, and it lost me. And that's a pity, because there is some talent there. Obviously, he's got these gigs, and I bet probably live he might be able to perform it with a little bit more connection to an audience. But he was just singing in a studio to a microphone. Didn't connect with me.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Steve. I do you know what I felt? Because I can imagine live that being really passionate and cutting through to an audience at that speed, even at that pace, because you're feeling the emotion and everything. And I think he managed to get some of that into the song. But I feel as though, as a recorded song, in order to play live on air, or not live on air, but in order to play during a show or something, I'd have liked to have heard it a little bit faster in its recorded mode, I think.
Yeah, someone like Billy Joel could do that song. If you think about that's the sort of standard which you have to do. You have to try and reach, and he didn't reach that standard.
No, but actually, what you've just said there, Steve, in a way, if it was Billy Joel singing that song was good enough for someone like Billy Joel to go and sing. Smiley.
Right. Okay. I produced that, and I didn't know you were going to play it. Now, let me tell you, this guy is genuinely brilliant, right? But that's not my favorite track on the album, and that's an album track. He's got about 6 or 7 singles on that album, so why he sent you that one, I don't know. He's a very, very good singer-songwriter. His lyrics are superb. Barry, if you get into his lyrics, you'd love him, man. And I've produced 3 albums for him now, and the latest one's on its way. And I'm his biggest fan. I think he's wonderful. But that track was the one that I threw the kitchen sink in, and then I replumbed the kitchen and took everything out because it's a really personal song. It's about his son being born and then nearly losing his son. And at the time it was so emotional that I literally pulled everything out of it, all the strings and all the drums, and just said, it's such a personal thing. Why don't we leave it absolutely pure? But I didn't think he was going to play on the radio. It's an album track. So,
Well,
yeah, I would urge you to go and check out his other stuff, because he's like a modern day Bob Dylan. He's got fantastic poet. So I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, I can tell that he's got something there. That's what I said. I can hear, and I like what he's trying to do. I just don't think he pulled it off on this particular song.
No, I see it.
The bit that I left out here, of course, for the other record producers is the bit that says, Companions 2021, In Your Headspace, In Your Dreams 2023 have helped galvanize his reputation as an authentic and inspired songwriter. Both albums were produced by Steve Smiley Barnard, the Joe Strump archive, and received glowing reviews, and there is a third on the way. Anyway, so let's move on. But I mean, you can tell definitely that there is a great songwriter in there. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next. Where are we here? There's too much stuff on here. Let's move on to the next track. The next one is, now I don't know if the song is called Nevydd. Well, actually, Callan means sing or song in Welsh. So this is obviously a Welsh band, and I will give the details after we hear the song. This is Callan and Nevydd. So one of those two is the name of the band. I'm guessing Nevydd.
Dyn bach del yn llamu drwy'r llys ydi o'n meddwl bod o'n bia'r llew. Ella bod y dwylo main yn antaro delyn reit gain o'n bales dal o hynny yn yr wydyr. Sosra moch nhw'r parhain sosra nhw y drysu lan rhaid syniad bob yn arwr di marw ar bais y gael cer am o'n dod y syniadau glan Teimlo'n nervous pan disgyn ar ei gefn Dros y moyn dipyn di ar o gafon Rhaid y bod yn wan a paid o sbio yn nhw Gwthio os oes angen gan a bo i lawr A bydd yn dol yn dywelu gyda toriad y mawr Yn y gol i weld o sydd o hefyd wrth y deryn Nofyn oedd ysgobyn i sydd o fath y carreg yn y dŵr mor di Methu fel feren, methu si gwaglefen, methu tynnu bwa, methu sydd I saith Methu cynna tan, methu trwsio to, methu hel a carw, methu ddofer Mae dad yna I achub o Tysa fo'n mwyn o ffeina Tysa fel o drysu lan Mae tynnu bob yn arwr I marw ar bais y gael skinarigam. Dosa moje tipindia rokavo. Paida patumana pada spiomano. Kutya osa sangan karavo. Ilaura batano. And the willing can not tell the world. But I'm going to well since the heaven of the day. No them at the skin. And see them at the carrick and the moon bombay. Caramondro, the sagalang lamb. Na pwede timonia, mas may skinarigam. Dosa moje tipindia rokavo. Paida patumana pada spiomano. Kutya osa sangan karavo. Ilaura batano. And the willing can not tell the world. But I'm going to well since the heaven of the day. No them at the skin. And see them at the carrick and the moon bombay.
That is the band Callan, and the song is called Nevydd, as in Nefydd, and they are a Welsh folk band, and this is a brand new track, and they're about to do a tour as well. And what have we got here? And so. Basically, so what do we think of it? So they are an indie folk band described as a powerhouse, and they are actually, this is going to be their final tour. Why haven't we heard of Callan before? You know, the beauty of the United Kingdom is that we actually have separate languages, and that of course is Welsh from Stephen. That was to the Lillywhite, Steve, not the Smiley Barnard, Steve. Okay. Well, actually, on that count, would you like to go first, Steve? Because I know that you.
Well, yes. I mean, I loved it, but the reason we haven't heard it is because they're speaking in bloody Welsh. That's why. You know, I mean, it's fantastic.
Bloody foreigners.
What is there not to like about that? It's just wonderful. It's got joy. It's got passion. It's got. But I've got no idea what they're singing about. And there's a ceiling when you sing in Welsh. And it's, you know, it's very honorable. But, you know, it's, I mean, no, I'm joking when I say that. But honestly, there is a ceiling for those sorts of singing in Welsh. And it's a pity because they are fantastic musicians. And I love the drones, all that, you know, it's like, you know, got me into that sort of Poguesy, come on, let's go, and just wonderful, joyful stuff. Great, loved it.
I absolutely loved it, and everybody was foot tapping. We could see we were all moving to it. One thing I would like to say on the language front here, and that is that I honestly believe that language does transcend, or music transcends language very often, which is why we've had such success in Southeast Asia as well, with all the different countries and in different languages that that have been on Jukebox Judgement and that we've featured in, well, many of the shows now, and in fact we've got many more coming forward as well. So on that score, I mean, I don't like to differentiate. I know we like to listen and understand the lyrics, but sometimes, you know, when you get that fantastic feel as we just did in that song there, I kind of think it transcends the language barrier. Smiley, would you like to go next there?
As I was going to say exactly the same way, but not quite succinctly as you. I think sometimes with certain styles of music, it doesn't really matter what language it's in because it's so uplifting and so powerful, and you could take the vocals off that, and that would just be an incredibly produced, amazing slab of wonderfulness. Now chuck the vocals on the top, and it added a lovely another tone to it, but I didn't have a clue what they were banging on about. But I don't really care because I think sometimes the music just transcends past the lyrical context. So I'm sure everybody in Wales is looking at each other going, I see what they mean about that, but we're not. But I don't think it matters because I think the music was so powerful and so brilliantly produced. I loved that. I bet they're brilliant live as well.
I bet there's something kind of warriorish about it as well, wasn't there? Beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful.
A lot of kilts.
Yeah. I love Celtic music as well anyway, but I am a Celt. There we go. Barry Upton.
Yeah, I couldn't understand the lyrics.
Yeah, here we go.
No, there's been precedent for this. Steely Span, they did a song called Gaudete, which was fantastic. And that was it. I don't know which language. I think it might have been Welsh. I'm not sure. But that was a fantastic song. and it's the feel of the lyrics. It's not actually the actually hearing all of the lyrics and understanding them. It's the feel of it. I just felt a couple of times in the song I did enjoy it, but a couple of times it was the timing was a little bit out. And the problem is with something like this is if it's going to, if you're not going to understand the lyrics, then the music has got to be recorded really well. And they did need a producer on this to just pull them up on a couple of places, because they were playing everything live, of course. But it just needed to be a little bit tighter in a couple of places. However, if that was the case, if it was tightened up just a little bit, I think that would be a really good song to play on the radio. And it, even though it's in a different language, it is uplifting.
Okay. It was produced. It is produced. Phil Brown.
Yeah, no, I love the energy. I mean, great way to kind of wake up in the morning. Energy was great. The lyrics, although I obviously didn't understand it, didn't really worry me too much because I was kind of getting off on the energy. I thought the mix was a bit messy in places. I think the mix could be better, but overall, pretty cool track.
Thank you for that, Phil Brown. Well, you know, you talk of the energy, and we were talking about the music transcending language. They have been touring very successfully for a number of years across the UK, Europe, and the USA, and their whole Celtic feel and has been loved all over the place. And this is their final tour coming up. So they've been going a long time. Be interesting to know whether or not they are revival artists. And if they are, then that should go into the revival voting pool. We'll find out. Let's move on to the next artist. So that was Callan with their track called Nevydd. Let's move on to the next artist. This is an interesting one. There's a lovely backstory to this that I read about, and I was sent this by someone. I'm going to read the details before we even hear the song, and they're called Deer, as in DEERMX. And Josh Kahn sent me this. Now, I don't know if Steve Lillywhite or Barry Upton, whether or not you remember Josh Kahn, but he is an American who is working in both the US and Southeast Asia. And he is within the music business, artist manager and so on. And he wrote to me and asked me, and we had a little chat. And anyway, the backstory of Dear MX is that they are based in, I think it is Hong Kong now. Let me just have a look at this. Actually, it's a storyline that I would have to go and listen to again to find out all the details. But they're based in Hong Kong, I believe. But they are actually from South America originally. I think they're Mexican. And that, yes, they're established in Hong Kong. They are Adriana Falcon and Miguel Bastida. Anyway, they got together. They were studying in Hong Kong, or they went there to study. But Miguel, they were dating each other. They'd met there. Miguel couldn't carry on with his degree because his visa was about to run out. She was studying a PhD out there. And anyway, so they got married to clear the visa issues out there, because if he was a dependent, it would work out okay for them. And this is their music and their song. It's called You've Left Nothing.
This will be for us. They've scared
Dear MX, and the track is called You've Left Nothing. And a few more little details there. I'm getting all sorts of messages coming in from lots of people. Anyway, Dear MX have performed in many countries, and they have very cosmopolitan roots there, and festivals around Asia. So I know when I had a look, they've gone all across Asia, Europe and North America, including, of course, Axion and Cock and Flap and Music Lane in Okinawa. And they've recently done the Vladivostok Festival in last May in Russia earlier this year. And they're about to go and perform in IIMF in Kerala, India. Phil Brown, would you like to go first, please?
I will. I loved it, actually. I just thought it was, I think they must have had great fun making the record. It just feels, just feels like they were having a ball. Maybe a couple of things about the vocal at times, but overall, I thought it was really, really good.
What things about the vocal?
Well, distinction, I suppose, at times. I loved all the kind of, the whispering and and the distortion. I enjoyed that. There were just sections where I couldn't quite hear what she was saying, but as an overall track, I thought it was really good.
Okay, thank you very much. And Smiley.
Well, there was some brilliant bits in there. There's some clever sounds. The thing that gnawed me a little bit, and I know I always bang on about this, but the drum sound was horrible. With so many clever sounds and really, it was pulling my ear. And at every other bar, there was something new coming in, and I was thinking, he's got a big box of tricks, this guy, And then she was doing what she would do. It was like the end of a Mission Impossible film, really. You just expect Tom Cruise to just jump off a mountain or something. But it all came back to me to this really horrible drum machine, and not to be negative, because that was the only negative. The rest of it was brilliant production. As I say, stick it in a film and it would be amazing. But it's amazing how something so small, well, so brilliantly big as drums, obviously, can destroy something in a little way, because it just didn't connect with me, because it just sounded like this. There was. Steve and Barry will know exactly what they're going to say, exactly the same things. They're nodding, but he had some amazing sounds in there. And I think for me, put some live drums on it, man. It would have been amazing,
Well,
imagine Mel Gaynor's drum sound on that, Steve, like with that track, like this is, and it's what you said about Beautiful Day earlier. The spark, the excitement, the sizzle, a lot of it comes down to live drums, And I'm not touting, by the way, but I'm just saying that, that's the only negative for me. The rest of it I thought it was a brilliant piece of music.
Thank you very much there, Smiley Barnard. I don't know whether or not they have a live drummer or a live full band with them when they perform live, but they are certainly they're certainly hot on the circuit all around the world, and very popular all around the world. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, no, oh God, I was going to say exactly the same thing that Mr. Smiley said. It just, the only time the drums sounded good was when it was really big sounding and they weren't too loud. I mean, it was just sort of the wrong sound early on. And I know what they were trying to get, but it didn't work for me. There's a lot good about it, not a lot good about the song, and I'm not sure about the song, but the presentation and what they're doing is good. And there were parts of it where the drum sound didn't bother me, but there were other parts where it was like, oh dear, Smiley succinctly said what I thought, and that's probably why it probably tipped it to the negative to me. And it was just that little thing, which is a pity, because there was lots of good about it, but it did tip it to the negative for me.
This is the new word of today, succinct.
Succinctly.
Thank
I'll
you.
take that.
Thank you, Steve Lillywhite. And Barry Upton.
Yeah, I really liked it, except for exactly what the other guys have said about the drums. The thing was, they balanced the drums for the chorus, the big wall of sound. That was the problem. So on the verses, the drums were way too loud. So they needed either a different drum sound in there, like if they're not going to use live drums, have a different drum sound in there, or as Smiley said, put live drums on it and let the drummer do something different and feel it and lay back a little bit on those verses. I mean, even if they'd taken the snare out of the verses, that would have made it better, because that was the thing that was banging in your head and took your mind away from all the other lovely things that were going on in the background. Yeah. So it just needs it's a question of balance, and the wall of sound was great. I enjoyed that. I'd love to hear the vocal, heard the lyrics a little bit clearer, but it doesn't matter. It was a noise, and it was great.
Speaking of lyrics and not mattering there, can I just add something, by the way? When you mentioned Steely Span and they sang in another language and you thought that was Welsh or something.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, actually, it was Latin. It was Gaudette in Latin, actually, Barry.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Steve.
Same thing. I don't understand Latin as much as I don't understand Welsh.
What? You didn't do Caecilius Est Via like the rest of us? Anyway, Steve Lillywhite, you were about to say something.
No, I was just going to say it, and it is a pity because it's a sort of it's something that could easily be fixed. You know, and it's sort of dates it a bit as well. It makes, you know, it dates it, and what you want is something timeless, and you know, that was all. But no, pretty good.
Okay, thank you for that. So that was Dear MX, as in DEERMX, and from Mexico, but actually based in Hong Kong. I love all that. The world is just getting so much smaller every single day.
Except for the Welsh, who just want to sing in Welsh.
and except for the fact that they got married just for the visa.
And well, they're both from
That's terrible.
It's not. That's not just for the visa. I mean, they were seeing each other.
They should get married for love. Come on.
Well, what, like you have, Barry?
Moving on swiftly.
I didn't get married. I'm not married.
I know. Okay, so that was the Wrong Billy Liberator track. He's got much more stuff. Well, it's the one that I was sent. I can only play what I'm sent. Oh, well, never mind, hey. Let's move on to Emily Thorsby. Now, Emily has sent a few things in the past to us, and Emily is from Germany. Tunes in to Jukebox Judgement frequently, and this is her track Darkest Night.
Say you're not that good for me, all for my soul. Could you be the one, a dangerous fun? What I've been told, I'm craving. Convince me, just be my only one. Yeah. Be my only one. Be my only one. Yeah. My delicious one. I've been waiting for so long. Can't get you out of my head. Can't even sleep in my lonely bed. Take me as far as you can. Take me into your arms. I'm yours. Through the storm, you take me, kiss me, you holding my heart so warm. Winters, the years, I'm so sure I can't take no more. Yeah, can't take no more. 'Cause I'm waiting for more, waiting for you, waiting for love. Oh, it won't take so long. Convince me. Just be my only one. Be my only one. Be my only one. My delicious one. Be my only one. Be my only one. My delicious one. I've been waiting for so long. Can't get you out of my head. Can't even sleep in my lonely bed. Take me as far as you can. Take me into your arms. I'm yours for the darkest night.
was Emily Thorsby with Darkest Night. And Barry Upton, would you like to go first?
It didn't do anything for me, that. It was okay. It was painfully well. It was short, which was a good thing, but it just didn't go anywhere, and it just didn't feel like it was a proper song. It was just somebody just like singing over the top of a backing track, and nothing seemed to gel for me. Sorry.
Okay, and all right, thank you for that. Phil Brown.
Yeah, I think I agree with Barry on that one. I missed a lot of the lyrics as well, so I didn't really know what the song was about. But yeah, it was a bit well, just messy and unexciting.
Okay, all right. And Steve Lillywhite.
When it started out, I thought, oh, there might be something going on here, because it didn't have that huge bloody snare drum, and it was nicely balanced, and there was and it started out pretty good, and then it sort of drifted off. And but having said that, I do remember hearing her songs before and not really digging them. This is a definite improvement. So well done, Emily, for that. I think it's in the right direction. Just work on your accent.
Okay, thank you very much. Smiley.
Yeah, not really my bag. It reminded me of Madonna a little bit when she was going through that, wearing stuff she shouldn't have been wearing because she was too old, period. But yeah, it's I like the fact that Steve said that, like, she's getting better. That's the most positive thing anybody said all morning, because if someone is submitting tracks across a period of time and you can significantly see that they're improving, that's a winner for everybody. So well done, Emily. Keep improving on behalf of all of us producers.
Absolutely. And you know what, Emily? A hook. A good hook. Take it to a hook somewhere, a chorus, and it would give us something to sort of hang on to, which would be really cool there. Okay, so let's move on to the next track. That was Emily Thorsby with Darkest Night. Now, the next artist is Fall of Passion, looks like it's the name of the artist, and the track is called Never Gonna Let You Go.
I never thought you'd ever understand we're not together. I never thought you'd ever realize we're all alone.
That was Fall of Passion with Never Gonna Let You Go. And Fall of Passion's so Fall of Passion is a niche art music project developed and produced by British songwriter John F. Unrestricted by commercial influence and peer pressures, unconventional compositional ideas, and which flow freely, creating music that breaks free from the shackles of standard practices. And the result is an immersive and unique listening experience there. Rose White, the vocalist, is the focal point of this amazing production, and her flawless delivery, etc. Well, I mean, this is for you lot to decide whether it's a flawless delivery and so on. And lively energy give the song a contemporary pop sensibility that is reminiscent of Taylor Swift and other musicians. However, the musical tapestry gains depth and richness from an homage to the classic beauty of Jane Austen's day, hidden behind the modern exterior. Steve Lillywhite, would you like to?
Well, there were moments in that which were absolutely fantastic. I loved the strings. I think the string sound was absolutely spot on. It really, really worked. That was great. I thought the verse was pretty good. The chorus wasn't. The chorus didn't hit it. Her voice was, it didn't fit her range so well for the chorus. It felt too high for her, and the voice became small sounding.
Yeah.
But you know, that was the only thing that you know, dare I say it, you know, I mean, you could probably rewrite the chorus and you might have a great song, but the middle section was great when the strings came back in, and the guitar solo, I'll give her you know, it was actually a pretty good guitar solo. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Nicely put together. Just the chorus didn't click for me. It was like it was the weakest part of the song, and that shouldn't be.
Okay, thank you, Steve Lillywhite. PHILL Brown.
It felt like it was painting by numbers for me. It sounds like a demo. It doesn't sound like a track. And what you just read out, they must have written that themselves, because I can't believe somebody would listen to that and then come up with such glowing reaction. Yeah. So yeah, not for me.
Okay, thank you for that. Barry Upton.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes when you hear information about the artist, it's nice to know where they come from, maybe what their influences are, stuff like that. But you don't want to hear them doing their own appraisal of the song, because to be honest, it was way removed from what the actual song was. And
I think that was a plugger, to be fair, and I've just read it out. But you know,
yeah. But I don't think I think it's wrong for somebody to be doing that, and they should leave it for the listener. And I agree with Phil. It was uninspiring. It was just very uninspiring. There was nothing in there that would make me want to listen to it again.
Okay, Smiley.
I agree with Steve. Actually, I thought he was bang on. As it was growing, the verse and then the bridge, I thought, this is really good, this. And then I thought, here comes the chorus, and it kind of shrunk a little bit because it was too high for her. If you brought it back down 2 tones, and then it would have shot forward. And the strings were, that was live strings, definitely. Which was fabulous. And the middle 8 was really good. There's a lot to love in there, but I just think Steve's right. I think the chorus should be the thing that smacks you over the side of the head, and it kind of bypassed and went back into the track, which is a bit of a shame, but a bit of a reworking, change the key, and then that plugger can write all that nonsense about them again.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the thing that, you know, that will have got listeners as well, I'm sure. The fact that it got quite thin and reedy when it got to the chorus, and that really is the time when it needs to smack you in the face, and that's the time when you really want to, go with it. So Fall of Passion, lovely stuff in there, but not quite cracking it. Let's move on to the next, which is Just a Jester. Now, Just a Jester is actually Aka Tim Whitaker, and this is he's got quite a lot behind him there. We'll go through that a bit later. This track is called Guardian Angel.
as Cupid darts spread disease and broken hearts. Give up your mates to pay for dates and realize you don't relate. I haven't got the time to fall in love again. I was hypnotized in a coma, frozen in the ice. 20 years simply disappeared before I broke the vice. I was led astray, disrespected, made to change my way. Restrained and manipulated, a puppet in a play. What more can I say? Doors swing open to a brighter horizon. No clouds out today. Trust each step, there's a guardian angel to guide me on my way. Nothing's stopping me now. There's a guardian angel. Nothing's stopping me now. A guardian angel is guiding my way. I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time for romance. I let it interfere before I forgot what I was born for. I lost the plot and tied the knot. To fuss and disagree a lot. I haven't got the time to fall in love again. I saw someone else steal the glory that was meant for me. While I disintegrated under lock and key. Like a masochist in a dungeon of cruelty and gore. I let the torture happen, even cried for more. What was that all for? Doors swing open to a brighter horizon. No clouds out today. Trust each step, there's a guardian angel to guide me on my way. Nothing's stopping me now. There's a guardian angel. Nothing's stopping me now. A guardian angel is guiding me. I have faith, there's power in the heavens above me. I have faith, there's power in the heaven above me. It's guiding my way.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was Guardian Angel by Just a Jester. Now, Just a Jester is Aka Tim Whitaker. And he is, well, do you want to give your opinions first before I give a bit of his history? Okay, I'm going to ask Steve Lillywhite first.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, you know, I was listen, I was just loving his voice. And for me, it was like a really strong Suggs from Madness, you know, in the way that, you know, when Madness were at the top of their game, this is close to being as good as that. I mean, this was great. I mean, I loved the sound of his voice. Maybe musically Madness had a little bit more going for them than this, but this is a great vocal and no, absolutely wonderful. And it worked. It worked as a record. And that's what, you know, that's what all we're asking for on this show. That worked. Well
And
done.
great, fun, cheeky lyrics.
Yep.
Well, cool. Smiley.
Everything was good about that. I thought the words were brilliant. The music was just brilliantly played. Every little nuance of it was spot on. And if you're going to do a little bit tongue in cheek, that's a real hit and miss thing. That there's two ways of doing that. It's either good or it's rubbish. And that was so good. You can tell he's an actor. And it was really clever, really quirky. Bit of a kind of David Bowie impression going on in the verses. And I thought it was like, and then Suggs, yeah, absolutely best thing all morning.
Well, he is a Londoner. Barry Upton.
Loved it, loved it, loved it. That's the first one I've heard today where I can say, Dawn, I really think you'll be playing this on your breakfast show for sure. It sounded like a great radio record, and it'll prick people's ears up. They'll want to hear the song. The song breathes through really nicely, and the lyrics breathe through. That's everything we want. That's what we want to hear, and it's jolly, it's fun, it's uplifting, and yes, I really loved it. I'd like to hear more from them.
Okay, well, it's just him. It's just a jester is actually Tim Whitaker, and I've got to say that any mature people out there who've been in relationships, in and out of them or whatever, those lyrics are just great. If anything happened, does anybody really want to be bothered to go back into all of that again? Who knows? Anyway, PHILL BROWN.
Yeah, well, I agree with all of the above. It was a great vocal. I love the verses. The only thing I was a bit unsure at times was the busy acoustic guitar that seemed to be picking away at times, which I could have done without or less of. But overall, yes, very good.
Okay, thank you for that, PHILL BROWN. Well, he has supported the likes of Van Morrison. He's performed at Glastonbury 7 times, played with Stuart Copeland from The Police, and he's actually, as Tim Whitaker, aka just a jester, has had an illustrious career in the music industry, and but we're just hearing of him for the first time here. Wow, amazing! See what goes on out there live and what's going on out there recorded. So it could be 2 completely different things, as we just discovered there. Okay, let's move on to the next artist. The next one is an artist called London Ghost, and the track is called Rise and Move.
London Ghost, Rise and Move, Players Club.
The old world and right into the new. The East has met the West and we don't know what to do. Take me from the screens, even though I'll miss the memes. Back dancing around the fire, stomping feels so green. Just say yeah, yeah, here we go. Rise and move, rise and move, rise and move. And he fought in the war. He gave me his time, but the battle's in my mind. When you can't get paid, you can't get laid. They'll sling you outside and take away your pride. Just say yeah, yeah. Here we go. Rise and move, rise and move, rise and move.
London Ghost is the name of that band, and the track is Rise and Move. And London Ghost is a rock and roll collective band led by guitarist and singer Ed White, joining his first band at 16, Delinquents, fronted by Steve Dior, an underground punk legend who played in bands with members of the New York Dolls and the Sex Pistols. There we go. What else have we got here? Well, yeah, London Ghost is all about making hard-hitting, catchy rock and roll songs. So, who would like to go first in this? Smiley?
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was a breath of fresh air. Lots to like about it. I like the vibe, like the swagger. They got the sweet spot for the tempo as well. It was just in the right place. The dang that with the riff and everything. Yeah, they're the sort of band that when they come in your studio and they play you their first track that you're going to produce, you go, today is going to be a good day. And yeah, lots to like about that.
Okay, thank you. Barry Upton.
It was okay. Again, I'm a little bit 50-50 on it. There were bits about it to like, and Smiley's just hit on some of the things there. But I felt the drums were a little, although they recorded well, they were just a little bit high in the mix. I found myself. Sorry?
Don't be daft.
Were you playing drums on it and saying, turn them up, turn the drums up, turn the drums up a bit?
The drums are great.
That's what I mean. No, it just didn't quite gel for me. The guitars didn't sound as good as what I think they could have been. And but generally it was okay. It was one of those tracks that I can't really say, I can't really criticize too much. But at the end of the day, it didn't really inspire me.
Okay, and PHILL Browne.
Yeah, I think I agree with Barry. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it didn't really set me alight. And the drums, I thought the hi-hat was way too loud against the rest of the kit. Guitars were okay. It all was pretty standard riff stuff. But yeah, I mean, 50-50. I'm not blown away by it.
And it's those shirt tails again. They just weren't lifted, were they? Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, well, I think I'm still basking in the joy of Just a Jester. And it's a pity, you know, whenever we have a really good one to come afterwards, it's a bit of a pity, really, because I would have probably given this a more of a glowing review if it had come earlier and I'd not, you know, heard that. But it was good. It was good, you know, a good rock record. But, you know, you're looking for that little bit extra. That's all we're doing on this show. We're looking for that little spark that really works. And as I say, Guardian Angel was did it for me. This was good, you know, pretty good. But you know, as we always say, a 7. It was a 7.
Do you know what didn't do this for me? And I know Smiley, the drumming and all of that, great. You know, but it just felt so dated to me. It felt like that first band that I was in, you know, where you're sort of screaming the vocals almost, but I mean, this guy wasn't. It just didn't feel like, it didn't feel current enough for me to play on air in its current state. Smiley, come on, come back.
No, that was the part of the charm for me. I found it like it was a kind of nod to retro rock and roll 70s, something you'd see on the old Grey Whistle Test. That's what I took out of it. I bet if you look at their record collection, it's all 1970s, and they probably still wear flares. But that's what I really liked about it.
Flares are back in, darling. I've just
exactly. I'm going to go and pop a pair on myself, Dawn.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
Smiley, why do you have two telephone boxes in your room?
One's a vocal booth and one's a drum room.
Fantastic.
I'll open the doors in the next song, Steve, so you can have.
It's amazing. Looks fantastic.
Thanks.
So you're in your studio there?
I am.
I thought so he could do a reverse charge call to himself.
So are those?
Oh,
awesome.
Lovely. So are those like big kind of poster things that you get filmed, if you films that you peel off and you put on the doors?
So they're doors basically, and one leads to the drum room and one leads to a vocal booth.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I'll send you a little tour, Steve.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Send it to all of us, please. Send
Okay.
it to me. I can promote you, can't we?
Yeah,
Hey?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that was London Ghost with Rise and Move. Yeah, let's move on to the next one here. Well, sorry, I was just looking for more details. There weren't more
Yeah.
details, you know. Yeah, it is though. This next track, well, we need to move along because we have got quite a few to still get through. This is Skylar Rogers, and the track is called, we can get it to tell us what it's called. Come on, A Different Position. Let's have a listen to this.
Close to the fire, you're bound to get burned. No turning back now, you planted the seed. And growing up into a rebel indeed. Flip the table, throw the cards on the floor. You've had enough and you can't take no more. You're gonna learn sometimes you need to get schooled. To learn the game and to rewrite the rules. They try to hold you to that simple tradition. To hell with it all, trust your intuition. You back into the wall, change the rules on the fly. It's all on the line with no time to ask why. Time for a change, a new acquisition. Play the same game, just play a different position. A different position. A different position, and that was who was Skylar Rogers. Barry Upton, would you like to go first?
Yeah, well, who doesn't like a different position every now and again? I think that a lot of people don't realise that was written by Pep Guardiola, and for those non-football fans, they won't understand that joke. Steve will. No, it was really good. It's very radio friendly.
Leave him alone.
Sorry. What did you say?
I love Pep. Leave him alone.
I never said anything bad about him. I just said he wrote it. What did I say?
Go on.
Okay, well, I thought that the song was really well sang. I love the vocal. It's very Tina Turner phrasing, and that's not a bad thing. So I think that's a good radio-friendly record. Whether you'll play it or not is up to you, Dawn, of course. But I would say that was very radio-friendly, and they make a point. They make a good point.
Okay, thank you. Phil Brown.
Well, it's interesting that the drum sound can, we've talked about a lot today, it can make such a difference, but I really didn't like the clicky bass drum and the kind of non-linear snare sound, which is very much an 80s thing. The vocal performance was good, but I don't know if it was over compressed, but I could have done with a bit more air around the vocal itself. But on the whole, a good track.
Okay, thank you very much. And Smiley.
I really liked it. I kept thinking of Cher on a big ship during it. You know that video where she's sitting on a big cannon?
Sitting on a cannon.
I don't know if Skylar looks like Cher in any way. But that kind of Bonnie Tyler, it's like you were saying earlier, Dawn, about things being dated. Well, see, that to me was like a tribute to everything that was great about rock in the 80s. Like it
Tina
took all,
Turner
Tina Turner, Cher, Bonnie Tyler, all that kind of stuff. And rather than kind of shy away from it, they embraced it. And it's like a tribute to, everything from 80s rock. So, what's not to love? Unless you don't like 80s rock, then you're screwed.
Okay, Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, I loved the sound, how the feeling it gave off. I thought she gave it all on the singing, and I thought that was great. I got Tina Turner more than Cher, but and in terms of the song, maybe too many issues in the position you can be a bit churlish and say that, but I didn't quite work out where the chorus was. It was just a little strange for me, but it was a pleasant sound. And, and again, as Smiley said, it took me back to those 80s sounds, and it was a good version of that. So well done.
Well, she's a Chicago native, Skylar Rogers, and she can be checked out on skylarrogers.com. And she's been compared to icons such as Tina Turner and Etta James. And anyway, raised by a mother who also sang her journey through divorce and a life in the military. Gosh, the death of a child, truck driving and homelessness. Wow. They all taught her a lesson that can never be forgotten. And anyway, so she's a songwriter and singer. And that, in fact, was produced by Stuart Epps.
Oh, Stuart with the hat.
Who sent it in, yes, for a review. There we go. Yeah, great voice, big, full, fat sound. Let's move on to the next artist we have here. Where are we? Where's that gone? Let's have a look. Okay, so this is the Celia Bryce Band, and the track is called Healing Wind. No jokes, anybody now?
I could write me a letter, but the lines won't come. I could pen me a love note, but the words struck dumb. I could dial me a number for my baby leaves town, but my heart's at peace. It's gonna call that healing wind down.
sun was here. I could bathe in its white now and feel no fear. I could sleep through till daybreak, rest easy at night. That healing wind comes, gonna be alright. That healing wind comes, gonna be alright. That healing wind comes, gonna be alright.
The Celia Bryce Band, and that's from an album that she's recently done, or they've recently done, called Here Before, and the track is called Healing Wind. Smiley.
Oh,
Come on,
do you know what? That's some pieces of music are just really nice and really. You could put. It's the sort of thing you'd say, Alexa, play something while I'm doing the washing up, because it just puts you in a nice frame of mind. It's non-offensive. It's beautifully played. She's got a lovely voice. It's not going to change the world, and it's not going to probably be a worldwide smash. It's like your favorite toy. It's like sitting on a hobby horse or something and just swaying. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. So well done, Celia and your band.
Celia Bryce Band. Okay, thank you very much for that, Smiley. Barry Upton.
Yeah, it was pleasant. It was really well recorded. It's nicely played. It's kind of like, if you like that kind of bluesy sort of easy listening type thing. I don't know whether Smiley would agree with me, but I think if he was doing the drums on that, he would have played a little bit more than just the boom chat like that. You know, it was a bit too straight for me, the drums. What do you think, Smiley?
I thought it was part of the charm, actually, Barry. I think because it was so beautifully just lilty. I thought it was.
Yeah.
They sound like, the great thing
we
is,
got more
Barry, they
tracks.
sound like a band. They do actually sound like a band, which is lovely. I bet they're a really good live band as well.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they were gelling quite nicely, but I just felt that it needed something a little bit more to make my ears prick up, and it just meandered over me. It was good. It was pleasant. It was well played, and it's very nice. But it sounded more like an album track than a single.
Thank you very much, Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, I was going to say it may be worth checking out the album. It was probably not recorded as a radio song. You know, it was recorded as to what they do, and what they do is very pleasant. You know, I mean, live it may actually go up a level. You find a lot of these, you know, the recordings are quite sort of calm, but you go and see them live, and there's just another sort of level up that some of these bands can do, and that sometimes the secret is trying to get that level up onto the recording. But no, this was good. It was easy listening, not so bad.
They did actually send it for airplay.
Yeah. Okay.
Phil Brown.
Yeah, no, I thought it was sounded more like an album track. Definitely all the way through. I kind of thought, well, it's a nice track. I'm not sure easy listening is necessarily a positive term in a way, but I mean, it was safe. So yeah, it was well put together. I love the guitars. I thought the guitar work was great. So yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, thank you very much, Phil Brown. Well, let's move on to the Chords UK. They have sent me a track called Eat, Sleep, Work, Repeat.
Delivers pizzas, Billy's packing meat. Eat, sleep, work, repeat. Rick's installing meters, Johnny sweeps the streets. Why should they care? Ho, 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 ho. Oh yeah, ho. Cost the coffee to the next, Spotify, Google Maps, web and free, penny back, better keep happy. Oh. it's selling cheap. You, why should they care? Oh yeah, coffee to the next Spotify, Google Maps, Weatherspoon, Panic Bar, oh no, here we go, it's Friday night. Two balls up a second and they'll dance all night. It's the little hills and fish them times. 3 a.m. Quebec, taxi crash. A perfect night complete. From each sleep what repeat. Oh no, here I go, it's Friday night. A Ruby married every time. I'm gonna get high as a satellite. So I can't feel a thing when Monday morning alarm bell rings. See, it's a perfect night complete. From eat, sleep, work,
Eat, sleep, work, repeat. And that is, well, it's the Chords UK, and Chris Pope of the Chords sent that in to me. Smiley, would you like to go first on this?
Listen,
Picture
any
podcast.
song on a Friday morning that's got a punk attitude and a sausage reference in the same 3 minutes is all right with me.
And curry.
And Curry and Ruby Murray, that was great, man. Listen, you know, you can rip it apart for being a slightly pitchy vocal, blah, 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 but it's got bundles of energy. It's got a great hook. And it's rock and roll, man. Like, you know, if you know, listen, I loved it. There you go.
Okay, thank you very much, Smiley. And Phil Brown.
Yeah, lots of energy, which was brilliant. But overall, I thought the sound was really thin, and I kind of missed a lot of the vocals. I just think it was too quiet. But great for energy, and you know, could have a better mix.
Okay, thank you very much, Phil Brown. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, the voice was quieter than the drums, and the thing is, it's one of those records that you need to hear the voice, and sometimes if the voice is a bit pitchy, making it quieter makes it worse. Actually, it needs to own the space, and it'll sound better. You know, reminded me of the Small Faces. You know, but Steve Marriott. Now, Steve Marriott had a great singing voice as well as that Cockney thing. So, you know,
brilliant.
That doesn't quite compare. And of course, you can, on the chorus of this song, you can sing the wonderful Hurry Up Harry, we're going down the pub. You could actually sing the same lyrics over the same chords. So, you know, it's got to be good to be a bit sham 69. Yeah, not bad.
Thank you, Steve Lillywhite. Barry Upton.
Well, the thing I love most about this record is the title. Brilliant. Eat, sleep, work, repeat. Do you know what? They could have sung that all the way through the song, and that would have been great. And I know that some of the other lyrics are quirky and they're fun and that. And if we could have heard them even clearer, that would have been better. But I agree. It's a fantastic song. It's got lots of fun about it, lots of energy, and I'm sure that it will sound great on the radio. So there's a lot of people out there who will understand Eat, Sleep, Work, Repeat, and they'll be able to sympathize with those lyrics. Unfortunately, there's nobody here on this panel who could possibly sympathize with the lyrics, because we've never worked a day in our life, have we?
Well, we do, but it's just a different type of work, isn't it? You know, we're lucky.
No, it's playtime.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay. Well, Let's move on then. Sorry, that was the Chords UK, Work, Eat, Sleep, Repeat. And I will be playing that on the show because I think a little bit of kind of energetic punk. But I agree, I have to agree with both Phil and Steve on this, that because the lyrics were actually really entertaining and funny, I'd have liked to have heard them much higher in the mix. And as Steve was saying, if you're going to be out of tune, then do it like so many, like some of the great artists who cannot sing properly, and really make it louder. Go and own the out of tuneness and make it part of the quirkiness of the whole track. But actually, Chords UK, go and do that first, and then I'll play it like crazy. Let's move on to another track, and this is by Superlung, spelt Supalung, and it's called Give Yourself a Break.
Excitement at the end of the week. I'm on the brink, the edge of my feet. Am I wanted by now? Am I wanted by your light? Yeah. We'll spin, I scream inside. I'm on empty, I don't feel alive, and I'm trying to make a spark just to be there in your eyes. Yeah. I'm knocking, but I feel this. So go, kid, give yourself a break. I'm knocking, but I feel this. So go, kid, give yourself a break. 'Cause I've been working so hard just to get your attention. I've been working so hard just to feel it again. I've been working so hard just to get your attention. I've been working so hard just to feel it again, just to feel it again. These days they disappear. My heart is full of what my head won't hear, and I feel like a ghost haunted by my life, yeah. With dreams of a simple life, I see your hands and I feel the time slipping away. Can you hold my tears tonight? 'Cause I've been working so hard just to get your attention. I've been working so hard just to feel it again. I've been working so hard just to get your attention. I've been working so hard just to feel it again, just to feel it again, just to feel it again. I've been working so hard, give yourself a break. I've been working so hard, give yourself a break. I'm knocking, but I feel this. So go, kid, give yourself a break. I'm knocking, but I feel this. So go, kid, give yourself a break.
The track's called Give Yourself a Break, and the band is Superlung. And Superlung, they were named in the honour of legendary singer Terry Reid, aka Superlungs. Formed in Bristol 2022, so local band to me here, and fronted by singer-songwriter Sam Brooks alongside multi-instrumentalist and producer Joseph, and with whom Sam collaborates in the studio. The live band consists of some of Bristol's finest, Iridian, Samuel and Simon, with the occasional brass section when the gods allow. And they took part in some festival slots, including Glastonbury this year, Between the Trees and Turning Tides. And they are, so they've been going 2 years. Steve Lillywhite, would you like to go first, please?
Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. I think probably there's still a work in progress, and they probably will improve with time. They've only been together a couple of years. You know, you need your 10,000 hours, and hopefully there's a circuit that will still allow bands to go and gig to improve their performance. So some of this performance was, you know, that I mean, he has a good voice, but I'm not sure if he's selling me the song as well as he probably could, which is only comes from doing gigs and working out how to work in front of an audience. You know, so many people that, you know, we forget that that's what comes naturally to people after doing so many gigs. It's just, you know, it doesn't come natural when you can't do the gigs, and that's the problem nowadays with the, you know, there isn't a circuit. That's what I'm saying. We're running out of time, so I'll move on.
No. What I was about to say, actually, Steve, is that they have several gigs lined up.
Right.
And they're in Bristol on the 20th of November, Winchester on the 23rd, 29th. They're in Falmouth, the 30th, Cardiff. In December, they've got gigs as well. So they've got gigs lined up, which is great.
Well, what I'm saying is to do the gigs before you make the record.
Yes.
That's and that's what used to happen. You know, sometimes it's you know, you discover something more in a song when you've played it live a lot of times. I don't know whether they have or not, but it seems like they've only been together 2 years, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. Good band.
Yes. I was going to say, did you think that was a bit tame, the way?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you get in front of an audience, sometimes you make it more, you know, more exciting. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. Phil Brown.
Yeah, I agree with all of what Steve's just said. I mean, I enjoyed the lyrics. But yeah, I think a work in progress is the best way to describe it. But nothing really wrong with it. It just needs a bit more enthusiasm and energy.
Thank you. Okay, and Barry Upton.
Yeah, it was very tame. It was very limp all the way through. There's some nice musical bits in it. I love the 2/4 bar that came in every now and again. But you see, the thing is, and I know, Dawn, you're going to criticize me for this, but the chorus, I've been working so hard. Give yourself a break. Sorry that they lose me on, you know, when people write lyrics like that, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't grab me, and I'm afraid that I think they could do better.
Okay, and Smiley, bear in mind, after this, we're going to give our votes as well, because we have to decide on which is our favourite today. Smiley.
Well, the longer it went on, the more I noticed there were more layers, and it got cleverer and cleverer, and there was a lot going on. I think the overall song probably wasn't the greatest song ever, but I as it went on, more things were pricking my ear, and the more I was thinking, this is actually really clever, and it had a lot of depth. I think Steve's absolutely right. I bet if they gigged it and then they went and recorded it, it would sound a lot different. That sounded like a song they'd written last week and went straight in the studio and recorded it. So if you gigged that would be. But there were many layers of excellence in that.
Yes, well, I have to agree, actually, Smiley. I enjoyed that. I liked it, but it was just a bit tame. And what I did love is that the vocal was really nice and high up in the mix, so you could really hear all the lyrics properly, and you got a feel for his. And he had a lovely voice as well. It's just it was all too tame. But very good. Come back. Do it all again, chaps. Right, let's choose who the winner of today is. Steve Lillywhite.
Okay, I would like to give a very good honourable mention for Alex Francis and We Beat as One, as well as the Welsh band. I can't Callan, right? Whatever they're called.
Yes, Callan.
And the Chords UK. But for me, it has to be Just a Jester with Guardian Angel.
Okay, and Barry Upton.
I've got 2 8s, Skylar Rogers and Chords UK, but beating them with a 9 is Just a Jester, Guardian Angel.
Okay. And Phil Brown.
Right. I like Beaters 1, and I enjoyed Dear MX, even though the drum sound wasn't liked. And the Skylar Rogers track also. But for me also, it's Just a Jester.
Thank you very much. And Smiley.
I thought there were some really good songs this morning, like really consistently. There wasn't anything that we all turned against.
No.
I have to give a shout out to Billy Liberator, because I think you should all go and check out his back catalogue, because that's a really talented man. But I have to say, Just a Jester was just different class. I think we all knew that there was something a bit special about that track.
Absolutely. And I concur with everybody else as well. Just a Jester is going to get plenty of airplay. Mind you, there are several tracks on there that will also get airplay from us here. And I will send out the tracks as well to the other presenters on newdawn.fm. Well, I'm going to play Just a Jester now. I would like to thank you all very, very much for joining me this morning. Thanks to Steve Lillywhite.
Thank you very much.
And
Enjoyed it.
oh, good. Thanks, Steve. And thank you so much to Barry Upton.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. And did you notice that the sunglasses never came out once today?
Not
Which
one.
basically says what Smiley was saying about the standard was quite good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Absolutely. Phil Brown, thank you very much for joining us as well this morning.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Some good tracks. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. And Smiley, wonderful Smiley, thank you as well. And shortly, Smiley is going to be giving us a little tour. But but we are first of all going to play this track and say cheerio. Lovely listeners, thank you so much for joining us today here on Jukebox Judgement with me, Dawn Parry, on newdawn.fm. Please don't forget to tune in as well to, well, just stay tuned to us. But certainly on Sunday, 4 p.m. is the Revival Chart, where, well, anything can happen on the Revival Chart. And then tune back in at, Mondays, 7 a.m. for the breakfast show. And of course, we've got the wonderful Griffity Griff on at 4 p.m. today as well. Let's move on. Now, this is Just a Jester, the winner of today's Jukebox Judgement. Congratulations, Just a Jester. That's Aka Tim Whitaker with Guardian Angel. If we can get it to play.
I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time for romance. Poisonous Cupid darts spread disease and broken hearts. Give up your mates to pay for dates and realize you don't relate. I haven't got the time to fall in love again. I was hypnotized in a coma, frozen in the ice. 20 years simply disappeared before I broke the vice. I was led astray, disrespected, made to change my way. Restrained and manipulated, a puppet in a play. What more can I say? Doors swing open to a brighter horizon. No clouds out today. Trust each step, there's a guardian angel to guide me on my way. Nothing's stopping me now. There's a guardian angel. Nothing's stopping me now. A guardian angel is guiding my way. I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time for romance. I let it interfere before I forgot what I was born for. I lost the plot and tied the
There's a guardian angel to get me on my way. Nothing's stopping me now. There's a guardian angel. Nothing's stopping me now.